Hello Vorthos and Mel Commander players, I am Prospo, and I welcome you to EDH Scout. Today we will do a tribal review for the Dungeons & Dragons, Adventures in the Forgotten Realms set for the Elves Tribe. In these videos we focus on the new cards of the set for each tribe, and review them about their use in a Tribal EDH Commander Deck. Hope you enjoy. There are 29 elf cards in the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms set. The flavor ranges from 4 to 17 points and there are total 8 new commanders. The elves in the Forgotten Realms are in all colors. They are mainly green and blue, followed by white. 8 cards gives you card advantage and 2 ramp. 4 cards interact with the +1 counters and 4 with a new dungeon mechanic. Let's start our review with 2 commanders in red color that score 17 points. Dina, Wild Mage, is the first mono-red commander for the Elves Tribe. Her ability to create tokens of your creatures when it attacks makes her a nice dice commander, but not so flavorful for the Elves Tribe. Kaldheim, Reclusive Pater, is the first elven commander in Rakdos colors. He is a very nice treasure commander, but not so useful for an Elves Tribal EDH deck. The next legendary elf in the set is Chesra, Death's Whisper. Her colors are more traditional for the Elves Tribe, and she scores 16 flavor points. She can be a nice card draw engine in the Shadow Elves deck that has a Death sub-theme. She is very useful in an Elves Tribal deck as part of the 99 and not leading the deck, as Lathril remains the most flavorful commander for this deck. Another useful legendary elf is Cradle of Baldur's Gate. He scores 16 points for the Elves Tribe, but he is a perfect fit in the 99 of an Owen's Rogue's Tribal deck. He is a rogue as well, and his abilities to mill your opponents and make your creatures unblockable make him an auto-include in the Rogue's deck. It is unlikely to become popular as an Elf Tribal commander though. Next on the list are 2 legendary elves in Celestia colors. Drizzt Do'Urden is a 5-mana elf ranger that creates Goonwiver, his cat companion when ETBs. His second ability can add +1 counters on him when other powerful creatures die. Even though he is an iconic D&D character, he is not very flavorful as an Elves Tribal commander. Trelicera, Moon Dancer, is a 2-mana commander that can come into play early, and combines the life gain with the +1 counters strategy. She can be an interesting commander for a Celestia Elven Tribal deck, away from the traditional tokens Elven decks in these colors. The only mono-green Elven commander of the set is Various, Silvery Moon Ranger. He scores only 6 points and helps you venture into the dungeons many times. He is a dungeon payoff as well, by creating 2 dwarves each time you complete a dungeon. The last but not least from the Elven commanders of the set is Galia, Kindler of Hope, the face commander of the Aura of Courage pre-constructed commander deck. She is a Voltron commander that cares about aura and equipments. She helps you cast your aura and equipment spells from the top of your library. She is a very interesting commander in band colors, but not so flavorful for the Elves Tribe. Let's move on to the non-legendary elf cards of the set. First of all, we've got a flavorful basic forest, as the Elf Queen is mentioned in the flavor text. Inspiring Bard has 17 flavor points. His ETB abilities are relevant, but he is not so powerful for EDH. Song of Inspiration on the other hand, with another elf bard in the art, and 4 flavor points, can be useful recovering 2 cards from your graveyard, and potentially gain life as well. Circle of Dreams Druid is a powerful mana dork that can ramp you a lot with her ability. She will be a nice inclusion in the Elf Ball strategies. Find the Path is a ramp enchantment that has the bonus of venturing into the dungeon. This can be useful in the Enchantress builds. 2 mono blue elves have relevant card draw abilities. Soul Knife Spy is useful in the Rogue's deck, but Arcane Investigator is quite expensive, and not so useful in EDH. Let's move on to the mono-white elves of the set. With Half-Elf Monk, you can tap down one of the opposing creatures. He is quite expensive though. Moonblessed Cleric is a nice enchantment tutor for the Enchantress deck. Monk of the Open Hand has an interesting ability to gain +1 counters whenever you cast your second spell each turn. Bag of Holding is a nice card draw engine. It is quite slow though. If you have a treasures sub-theme in your deck, Hired Hex Blade is a nice inclusion for 2 mana. At the same deck, Spoils of the Hunt can be a nice removal spell. With Aberrant Mind Sorcerer, You can get an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Bar the Gate is a bit overcosted counterspell that helps you venture into the dungeon as well. Elder God Ranger and Rider create wolf and spider tokens respectively, and they are not so flavorful for the Elves Tribe. The rest of the cards that have elves in the art and were added to the Elves Tribe card pool score 4 flavor points and are not so useful in the Elven Tribal EDH decks. This was the Elves Tribe review for the Dungeons & Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms set. The Elves got several new commanders, with interesting abilities and expanded in the red color as well. Another powerful mana dork was added to their card pool, alongside with a card draw rogue, and a flavorful basic forest. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share and subscribe. See you soon with more tribal flavorful videos.